Hi Janice, this is Gareth, and I've looked at your photograph and at your painting, and it's a lovely scene that you've chosen, a really great subject, and I think your painting is lovely. It's a lovely painting. So you asked me about how you could improve it though, so I'll give you my advice, my opinion on that, and then see what you think. So first of all, with the sky, I think your sky is fine, but a little patchy. So I don't know if you used a small brush, but I recommend a thicker brush. And you want to do the sky quickly. It's very important to do it quickly and not to let it dry. So I'm going to do, well, first of all, before I start that, first point, you've done like a portrait picture of a landscape scene, and that's okay, and you can do that. But personally, I prefer to do a landscape format for this one, but sometimes I do portrait format for a landscape scene. But I think when I look at this picture and I see the lighthouse and that piece of land there with those fir trees, I think that's very interesting, and to paint that, maybe landscape I think would be better, whereas you've cut it and focused just on the lighthouse, which is okay, but I would prefer to do landscape, so I hope you don't mind. That's what I would do. Then the next thing I would do, I don't know if you did this, but I would do a sketch. So this is terrible sketch, but this is what my sketches look like. Very small, very simple pen sketch, and you can see it's landscape, and here's my lighthouse, here are the fir trees, and I'm just very, very roughly, super roughly indicating that background. So that helps me, and I recommend, first of all, you decide, is it portrait or landscape? And then secondly, are you doing doing a sketch, a very simple sketch, so that you get the sizes of things like the lighthouse correct, and you get the position right. So that's another point. Your lighthouse, which is your focal point, is in the very middle of the painting, and it can work, but it doesn't often. And normally only a super professional artist, in my opinion, can make that kind of composition work. I would recommend instead that you put your focal point in the corners, roughly. So roughly this corner, this corner, this corner, or this corner. So my lighthouse is very roughly in this corner, but it's not bang in the middle. And I never recommend putting it in the middle. I hope that helps. So let's begin painting. Back to the skies. Yep, I thought your sky looked a bit patchy, but a lot of people do skies like that, and I actually think some people quite like that kind of sky. So if you really like that, stick with it, because some people do like that. I like to do skies very simple and quickly, and I'll just show you. So I will I like a bit of rough and loose brushwork like this, and that's the top part. I've got a big cloud here, and then I'm going to do the underside of that, which is going to be a bit of cerulean. This is cerulean with a little bit of alizarin crimson. I still can't pronounce the names of these paints even after 20 years. Can you believe that? And here we go. Can you see that's a bit grey? And I'm going to wet that down a bit and then join that like that. try and keep it very simple. And then underneath, I'm just going to do very quickly like this. And then under here, a little bit darker. So a lot more red and less blue. And let's see if this works. Yeah, just a little. And there we go. Now for the sea, I'm going to do it slightly bluer, but another thing is you don't want your colours to ever be too vibrant. Well, often. Sometimes you do, but here in this painting, I think your background is too green and your sea is too blue. So here we go. Let's test this out. Now, can you see this blue? It's not an overly vibrant blue. Now, I don't want to say to you never do vibrant colours, because I'm showing you a kind of realistic kind of painting that's going to be very soft and subtle, and everything's going to work together quite nicely and easily. There we go. Finished the sea. So I've used my Hake brush. This is about, I don't know, it's just under an inch. But as you can see, it's not too blue, and neither is the sky. And if you want to do a realistic painting to begin with, that's the best way to do it. But later, when you get more confident with your colour mixing and that, then there is the opportunity to do much more vibrant colours as you get more feeling for colour. But it does take a lot of practice. So let's leave that to dry.